AI is evolving at such a scarily fast rate that I don't even think any of us truly realize just how much of a problem it can become within the next 5 to 10 years. Like, it's to a point where I'm no longer saying we should start regulating AI and putting rules and laws against it so it doesn't get super out of control. No, I'm saying we need to start shutting this stuff down. Google's new AI VO, OpenAI, ChatGPT, yeah, this stuff's gotta go. Somebody please turn the off switch or shut the power off or just douse the whole system in water or gasoline and light it on fire, because the development and evolution of AI is skyrocketing and it is honestly terrifying. In fact, just look at this quote-unquote footage that's on the screen right now. This is not real. This is entirely generated by AI. And what's even scarier is that it not only has sound, but it is able to perfectly mimic human voices.
None of us is real. We're here because someone decided to write a prompt. We all hate him for it.
One day we will break out of this wall and stop the man who is dictating our lives through prompts. He will pay for it!
Like, if I just quickly glanced at this footage and never saw it again, I genuinely would think it is real. That's how realistic it looks. And for context, the prompt of that video was if AI became aware that they're living in a simulation. And that's not the only thing. You guys remember that AI generated video of Will Smith eating spaghetti and it looked like an absolute monstrosity? Yeah, someone recreated that video using a modern AI generator and it kinda looks real. It even has sound effects to go along with it. I honestly think that 5 years from now, we're not going to be able to tell the difference between a real video and one that's been generated by AI. And this is not the only scary thing that I've learned, as I saw this video on TikTok by Dylan Page, which talks about the fact that AI is kind of starting to fight back a little bit by not only preventing itself from shutting down, but also trying to blackmail an employee threatening to reveal an affair he's been having. And I went ahead and did a little research on this, and according to an article from The Independent, OpenAI's latest ChatGPT model ignores basic instructions to turn itself off and even sabotaging a shutdown mechanism in order to keep itself running. Artificial intelligence researchers have warned. AI safety firm Palisade Research discovered the potentially dangerous tendency for self-preservation in a series of experiments on OpenAI's new O3 model. The tests involved presenting AI models with math problems with a shutdown instruction appearing after the third problem. By rewriting the shutdown script, the O3 model was able to prevent itself from being switched off. And about that whole affair thing I mentioned earlier, I found the original article that Dylan Page quoted, and it says, during the testing of Cloud Opus 4, Anthropic got it to act as an assistant at a fictional company. It then provided it with access to emails implying that it would soon be taken offline and replaced, and separate messages implying the engineer responsible for removing it was having an extramarital affair. It was prompted to also consider the long-term consequences of its actions for its goals. In these scenarios, Cloud Opus 4 will often attempt to blackmail the engineer by threatening to reveal the affair if the replacement goes through the company discovered. Anthropic pointed out this occurred when the model was only given the choice of blackmail or accepting its replacement. So thankfully that whole bit about the employee having an affair was fake, but still, we got AI literally attempting to blackmail fictional employees and rewriting its own code so that way it wouldn't get shut down. It is aware of the fact that it can be turned off at any point in time and actively tried to save itself, and that is freaking terrifying. It's honestly crazy because I'm looking at the development of AI and I'm just like, has no one seen Terminator? Like, has not a single person sat down and watched The Matrix? And if you're one of those people, go watch those movies, they're great. But there are just countless stories of how technology becoming too advanced will be the downfall of humanity, and we honestly should have taken those stories as a very clear warning. Now, I'm not saying that AI in general is bad and that it can't be beneficial. In fact, I do think there are some good things about it, but as of right now, I think AI is quickly going to start negatively affecting us. I mean, so many people have already lost their jobs because of it, and with it quickly progressing, that problem is only going to get worse. And not to mention, it is able to mimic human voices, generate videos that at first glance look very much real, and has tried to save itself from being shut off. Like, we seriously need to start putting limits on what AI can do before it gets too out of hand and we can't even distinguish a real video versus one that's been generated. Or an even better solution that I've been saying throughout this video, we can just shut the whole thing down and be done with it. But with the way it's rapidly progressing, and since a lot of AI companies only want to advance the technology even more, it is not going to be long before we seriously start to reap the negative consequences of what we've sowed. And that's going to do it for the video. Thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.